And we've also got Nick Freeman, otherwise known as Mr. Loophole, a traffic lawyer, who is now petitioning the government to tackle the sort of registration of these e-scooters. Hi, Nick.
Good morning, Matt.
First of all, what is it that you'd like the government to do when it comes to e-scooters?
Well, I'd like them to impose an identification system similar to that that exists currently with motor cars, a registration plate, so at any one time we know who's driving. So, as your previous listener said, there are two different types. The majority of e-scooters are illegal. The only ones that are legal are, in fact, the ones that are on these pilot schemes that are being trialled across the country. But whether they be legal or illegal, we have no idea. Members of the public who witness thousands and thousands of criminal offences committed on these e-scooters have no idea who's driving, so they're not able to report them. If a car commits an offence, you've got a registration plate, you have a process whereby the person who is responsible for driving that car will be held to account. With e-scooters, there is nobody held to account unless, of course, that person is involved in a very serious accident and remains in situ at the time. So the starting point is we need to know at any one time in a highly visible way who is on the e-scooter. I'm not suggesting a name and address. I'm suggesting a sort of registration number that will be sent to the registered keeper or the rider so that we can identify, and that person is then responsible. If somebody receives what's called a Section 170 notice in a car and they don't comply, they get 6 points. And the same law applies to cars as it does to e-scooters. It's exactly the same law, but the law for e-scooters is redundant because we simply don't know who's driving at any one time. So they're very rarely held to account. And that's the starting point. And another point I would make is, why are we selling illegal e-scooters? Why are retailers allowed to sell them? There's no warnings, there's no advice given. In my view, at the moment, until the government gets a grip of this, I think all private sales of e-scooters should be outlawed so that the only e-scooters that we have on the roads are part of the trial period, and that we should have huge police operations to seize these illegal e-scooters, remove them. It would very quickly get around that if you're on the street with an illegal e-scooter, it's going to cost you a lot of money because it's going to be confiscated. It will be impounded. It will end up costing you about £1,000 and you're going to get 6 points on your licence, and people won't take the risk.
Yeah.
But, of course, we need a registration system in place for that really to happen effectively.
Nick Freeman, thanks very much for that.